So this is my next report on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Of course, almost everybody knows it was probably the best game Saturday of any game in the country. The Iowa Hawkeyes against the Ohio State Buckeyes went into overtime. The Buckeyes won by 3 points. And the point spread, this is very important, the point spread was 16 points. So Las Vegas thought that there was a possibility that Ohio State would win by 16 points. They didn't know this young man, Vandenberg, the freshman playing quarterback for Iowa, starting his first game for Iowa. They didn't know that Robinson would be back running for Iowa. And so when we add those two factors, that Robinson was back and running well, that Vandenberg was brilliant, considering that he's a freshman quarterback with so little experience. The Iowa team that came and faced Ohio State was the team that everybody, I think, knew in their hearts they can be and would be when the chips are down. This was an extraordinary effort by the Iowa Hawkeyes, and it is extremely disappointing that they lost. But people should see the truth in this whole experience of losing Stanzi, of losing their winning streak, and going to Ohio State and playing as well as they did. There's absolutely no question to think that they will beat Minnesota at home. They will have a 10-2 season. They may very likely re-enter the BCS standings in a way that will put them in the BCS draw. At the very least, they're going to have a very good bowl game and a good chance of winning the bowl game. Looking at the game itself, it's absolutely clear that this team rose to the occasion. Even the offensive line started to play better. The defense played extremely well, even considering how many points were scored by Ohio State. I think there's going to be competition for the QB position next year. I think Stanzi and Vandenberg will be competing. I don't know if Ferenz is the kind of guy who would play both quarterbacks, but it's very possible. He did that with Banks a few years ago. Too many balls were dropped by the receivers. It was absolutely ridiculous. 6 different, very catchable balls were dropped. The whole game would have been different had they caught those balls. Murray, unfortunately, missed a relatively easy, I think it was a pretty easy field goal. Apparently, he's inconsistent. That was a huge factor at the end of the game. They may even have won the game had he made that field goal in regulation time. There's a huge amount of criticism for Coach Ferenz. I'm going to hold up the headline in the sports section of the Des Moines Register. It says, Hawkeyes play it safe, missed their big chance. I don't know if it has to do with this Mr. Sean Keeler, who has a very strong opinion about Ferenz's flawed reasoning in not playing to win in that overtime period. But it's just not fair. It's not what the whole game is about. It isn't in any way possible to know if Iowa had thrown in that last series that they would have won. It was interesting. I just learned that apparently Coach Ferenz said, look, even if I had Joe Namath for those last 4 plays, I wouldn't have thrown. He has his own reasons for what he does. Could anybody believe that Ferenz wouldn't have a very good reason for calling the plays that he did, considering how intelligent he is, what a good man he is, the character he has? It's even possible that he didn't want to put this young quarterback in a position of throwing an interception. There's probably other reasons that he had. It's not reason enough to dismiss the entire game as an opportunity to win the Big Ten and go to the Rose Bowl that Ferenz denied his team. I don't believe that's true, and I don't believe it's fair. And I believe that the Iowa Hawkeyes could still have a brilliant end to their season.